My earliest memory of my uncle was when he would give my older brother and I plain papers and ask us to draw. We would sketch plants, animals, but our favorite was to sketch people. I was never really good at it, but my uncle encouraged me to keep practicing. My Uncle Timmy, that is. Little did I know that our shared moments would be brief. My name is Peter Nauer, and you are listening to Silence Interrupted. My Uncle Timmy would visit us when schools closed. I was still very young at the time, and we always looked forward to his visits. Then one day, it all changed. We heard the whispers that he was not well. We heard he had gone crazy. As a child, this did not make sense to me at all. No one fully explained to me what was happening to my uncle. The closest explanation I gathered was it happened because he was studying too much. Strange as it may seem, I believed it. In this episode, I sit down with my mom and aunt to find out what really happened to Uncle Timmy.
What is the earliest memory of Uncle Timmy that you remember?
He was a very, very intelligent boy, very jovial, very kind, talkative, but he was an interactive boy. You could interact with him nicely, very kind, respectful, humble, very playful, and being the last born in the family, he was very, very spoiled. Very spoiled. Everybody spoiled him. Everybody loved him, Timo.
What about your mom? What was the earliest memory?
He was a very good boy, very cheerful, and he used to love making jokes, reading books, drawing. He would even teach the nephews how to draw. He even taught Junior how to draw. He would even coach them, all the subjects. Very intelligent.
What did you think he was going to be when he finished school?
He was going to be a director. He would have gone very far. Very, very far. Because he was a very intelligent boy. He was a bookworm. He loved to read. He loved current affairs, everything about the world. He wanted to know.
Did he say what he wanted to become when he medicine? Did he ever share with you?
Yes. He wanted to do business. That was his first choice. Second choice was he wanted to be a political analyst.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting. Where were you when you heard that something was going wrong or something is not right? I'll start with Mom. Where were you?
Actually,
How did you hear?
We were at home. He came for a holiday. When he just finished school, kids were complaining, Mom, at night we don't sleep. Uncle Timothy, when you are asleep, you would wake us up to say, let's start praying. We pray. You want to sleep? He says, no, don't sleep. I'm still praying. Until when I say amen, that's when we go to sleep. And kids never told us that. So after that, we received acceptance letter.
When he got his
results, we opened, and then we called his name. Timothy, come, what is it? Come and see this. Oh, the results are out. You have passed and you are going to university.
8 points.
What? Ha, big brains. I told you. I can never disappoint you. I'm your last born. I'm going to take care of you. Your people, when you grow old, you depend on me. From that time, he started laughing and laughing. Up to today, he's still laughing.
He never stopped.
He never stopped laughing. The following day, we said, no, this is serious.
He was just laughing.
He was just laughing. He would sleep. He would wake up.
Did you ask him why he was laughing?
He says, I'm so happy. I'm very, very happy. I can't believe this. After 2 days, we said, no, I think this one, we have to go to the clinic. We went to the clinic. The nearest clinic was Chainama Clinic.
Yeah.
They said, no, I think this is excitement now. When they ask him questions, you do start laughing. I've passed. What do you want me to do? I'm excited. You want me to stop laughing? They said, no, I think this is excitement. He'll be okay. We'll just give him an injection to go home. He'll sleep. He will sleep tonight. We went home, went to bed. Just after a few, not even an hour, he was already up. He started laughing. Where are my results?
I'm going to the university.
I want to go to the university today. Today!
Without getting an acceptance letter?
Without he...
Even apply?
Yes, he wants to go to the university. That's when we realized something was going wrong.
Mistake.
Mm-hmm.
When he got the results, he was very happy. Very happy.
But he said, I want to go to the university today.
He applied.
He didn't apply.
He didn't apply?
He didn't apply.
That's after
there was
results.
no time to apply. We just went to go into class.
So what did you do? What next?
The following day, we took him back now to the clinic. And they referred him now to the Chainama hospital. They said, this one is not what we thought it was. We don't think that it was an acceptance. So this one is sick. We have to admit him. We need to admit him, to observe him overnight. So he was admitted. That's when they just thought as the following day to say, no, I think this one is sick. He's now in his own world. He's no longer with us. He's no longer with you guys. He's in his own world now. So he will be here for a few weeks. That's how.
Did they tell you what the disease was? Or what the diagnosis was?
No.
They wanted to check him.
They just said we are going to check on him tomorrow.
They need to do a thorough check on him. So we should leave him here for some time.
Okay, were you in the country at that time?
Yes. My husband was working at UTH and we're staying at UTH houses there. But we didn't stay long from the time when he got sick. Then my husband got a job to Botswana. That's how we left.
So at that time, Grandpa was still around. What did he say? What did he think? Did you tell him? Did you tell him immediately?
Yeah,
Yes.
because he was a medical assistant.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, this is not his spiritual word, because other people were saying it's a spiritual, it's what. Now him, we didn't believe in all that. He said, no, this is medical, he has to go to Chainama Hospital. So after he was discharged, he became a nuisance. He was just vandalizing things, talking, sometimes even becoming so physical, so much that sometimes Dad would chain him up.
To keep him calm?
Just to keep him calm, to at least to protect others. Because we were at the farm, at the village. So people were scared to come to the house. So just to calm him down, then after an injection, then they will remove the chains, then he will sleep nicely. But just for some few hours, he's up. The whole night just laughing. Whatever you said to him will not make any sense.
And he will keep on saying.
He will keep on talking.
Can you, all of you, keep quiet? I'm talking to people who are very important now.
I'm talking to the president.
That's
doing
when we
this.
realized
What? That's when we realized to say, no, this guy is really, really mentally sick.
But when he got his medication, was he quiet?
Yes.
Briefly.
Then he would start again.
Yes.
So apart from the hospital, what other options did you have at that time? Since it was in the 90s, early 90s.
We just continued with the hospital.
We never went anywhere else. Can you please seek help from African doctors? Because we work hand in hand with African doctors these days. And then they refused.
Well, I don't believe in that.
I don't believe in that.
I'm a
medical man, so
English,
I cannot mix
Western
tradition and yes. So that they refused. So we just used to take him back to the Chainama hospital, get medication. He comes out just like that.
What did the other family members think? Aunties, cousins, nephews?
They were saying, no, it's because he's got too much brains.
It is just too intelligent.
Too intelligent, so that's why he's going so crazy.
The guy was really, really intelligent. Now to them it's like, I think, like you are joking with someone and say, it's overflowing. The brains are overflowing. Just leave him alone. He's okay. And they were not very helpful. And
then we continue taking him to UTH. From UTH, they'll just go back to Chainama. This is now a proper Chainama case.
So at that time, after months, did they tell you what he had? Did they diagnose him with, did they put a name to the illness that he had?
No. They just said it's mental.
It's mental. Mm-hmm.
It's mental.
Just prescribe the medication. Right now he's on injection which they give him every month. After 4 weeks. He has to take that injection to help him.
Which you have to get from
to calm down, to calm his nerves. Because sometimes it can be very, very violent.
He was diagnosed with schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a serious disorder which affects how a person thinks, feels, and acts. Someone with schizophrenia may have difficulty distinguishing between what is real and what is imaginary, may be unresponsive or withdrawn, and may have difficulty expressing normal emotions in social situations. The cause of schizophrenia is still unclear. Some theories about the cause of this disease include genetics, meaning that it is hereditary, biology, abnormalities in the brain's chemistry or structure, and or possible viral infections and immune disorders. Unfortunately, I am unable to trace whether this was the initial diagnosis he was given when the symptoms began to show, or it was a recent one.
So at that time, I remember there were a lot of children at home. Did you think how you'd explain it to us? Because I think we were 7, 8. Yes, we were with cousins who were staying with us at that time. As in, like, did you have to find a way to explain to us what was happening to Uncle Timmy? Because at that time we were very young. We were, I think, 7, 8. Then there were other cousins in the house. We were like, I think 9 at that time. It was a very busy house. From having an uncle who would help us draw, help us with homework, to then just hearing your uncle is become someone else.
No, after that, what happened was your dad, he just said, we cannot handle this. We just have to take Timmy to the farm to go stay with the old man permanently because he's now becoming dangerous to the children. We cannot keep him here. But nephews, nieces, they kept on saying, no, we can manage, we can take care of Uncle Timos, he's so good. Not knowing that when he's good, he's on that injection. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So after some weeks, he goes back, he's a different person. So that's when we took him back to the farm to Daddy, to go and stay with Daddy forever and ever. Until your grandpa's death, 2003. After burial, just decided he has to go back to Chainama again. So we took him to Chainama. He was there for almost a month, actually. Because for the past 2 weeks, he wasn't taking any medication. So he was there for a month. So when he came out, he was just like a normal person. He changed the person. We couldn't even tell that someone is sick. So we just said, where do we take this one now? So our sister, Mrs. Kunda, said, look, I have a flat in Kafue.
I'll talk to my husband. So after talking to my husband, he agreed. Because I had a farm, I had a house in Kafue, the semi-detached, with my younger brother and his wife as a caretaker there. So my husband and I, we kept him for about 7 years from the day Daddy died. And then he just became violent again. He refused to go to Chainama. Sometimes we had to engage the police to take him to Chainama Hospital. You would book a taxi from Kafue to Chainama Hospital with the escort of police officers. Then he would stay there for a week, come back. By then we were still building the house, and us were in Botswana. So one time he became so physical with the elder brother, so much that he almost axed his brother's neck. And then we just said, no, enough is enough. Then we had some pockets of cement in the house, about 15 pockets of cement. He went and poured water on the cement, and then we had bought a front door worth about 1,500. He broke that door down. Then my husband just said, wow, I think I've done my best. Since your uncle is there, that is the elder brother to my dad, our late dad, please take him to the farm there in Chilanga. I think I've had enough of this boy now. He's destroying my things. That is after 7 years of keeping him from the day daddy died. So we took him back to uncle. Uncle said, no, it's okay. Thank you so much. No, actually, you've done a big job. Looking after this sick person is not easy. My elder sister, Mrs. Nawa, organized with Chainama people again. He said, no, you know what? I think this boy needs rehabilitation. We'll try and take him to a place where they can keep him. That is in there.
No, we went to social welfare.
We went to the social welfare people. They assisted us.
We can't take care of him. Well, we can't look after him. There's no farm, no house. Dad never left anything. Even me, I'm just married. I don't work. My husband doesn't work. We're just renting a house. So if anything happens, he started breaking windows to our landlord's house. It will be another problem. So went to the social welfare. They told us, no, come after 2 weeks. We kept on going there. Then they said, okay, can you bring him? So right now he's in the hands of the government. But he doesn't stay there. And he's not there. He went there, just 4 days, he ran away. But his name is still there. But they kept on calling us to check on him. Once we find him, we have to take him back. But he doesn't want to go back. He's just in the street, in Southern Province. That's where he is.
You said you used to go to Chainama and UTH.
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing at UTH and what were you doing at Chainama?
No, UTH, we didn't know what was really, really wrong with him. Until when the UTH people transferred us to say, no, this is a Chainama case. We cannot handle this. So you go to Chainama. That's when they said, oh yeah, this guy belongs here, not UTH. And they started treating him from 1994 up to date. He's still a Chainama patient.
Has he ever told you why he didn't want to stay at Chainama? Or why what does he think when you take him to Chainama?
He says it's not good for a person like me.
Mm-hmm.
It's dirty. They beat.
They get clothes
from him. They get his food. So we cannot interact with those guys.
And people are there. They are very, very sick.
Fellow patients, yes. Fellow patients.
And people are there. They are very, very sick. Him is just okay.
Him is okay.
That's when you could tell that someone is sick.
So do you think there was enough information outside to help you understand mental illness and what was happening at the time when he became sick?
No.
It was very difficult for us to understand because really there was no one medically to explain this to us. But my husband, being a doctor, was trying to explain something. But he's our brother. So we never wanted to believe that he's mentally sick. We really wanted to try by all means to help and understand him better. But as days went by, and then Chainama people explained things to us slowly, The more we took him there, they were explaining. That's when we understood that really this is a mental sickness.
Did you ever try to take him for prayers?
Yes. Even our brother, the one who was taking care of him in Kashui, they would go there with the sister, they would sit there. Then he just stand up and says, "What is this?" Then he walks out. Sit, into the prayers, the priest who started preaching.
He would just get up.
He would just get up and off he goes.
2 years ago, pictures of Uncle Timmy surfaced on Facebook. A supposed prophet presumably prayed for him and professed that he was healed. He was taken to a barber shop, had his hair cut, then taken for lunch to a restaurant. Pictures were posted all over Facebook. After this publicity stunt, they disappeared. Nothing changed about my uncle.
I think at the time when you heard about sickness, there was stigma and discrimination against having a brother who was mentally ill.
For us, the biological sisters, no. And the biological brothers, no.
What about society? Do you think they saw
yes.
you differently? They thought
society, yes. It was actually even now it's still there. But for the family members, no.
So if you think of what type of support would you think you needed or would you need as a family supporting somebody with mental illness, having gone through this for over 20 years, what kind of support do you think, what support do you need or would you have needed?
Rehabilitation center where the government can keep you for good or at least for some time, because it's been so stressful on us.
No, but he's in the hands of the social worker, but he doesn't want to stay there. They've really taken him. He's in the hands of the government, but he runs away. The government has really helped us. He's in the hands of the government. You understand?
So what support would you need?
He's in the hands of the government.
If someone wanted to help you, or if there would be more people to help you during that time, what support would you have? Was it a financial strain?
His financial stress is so much because we have to buy the medication. We have to send someone to take the medication.
You cannot go and get medication. Yes. You just have to buy it.
You buy, then send someone to take it where he is, transport every month.
Do you get tired?
For him, no. He's our brother, will never get tired.
What is your greatest fear? Like when you're here, since you also know he's in Southern Province. So what is your greatest fear that you have?
The greatest fear is because sometimes when he's violent, he tends to be physical with people. And then people, they attack him. Like one time, they almost broke his leg. So the fear is he's so vulnerable. He just sleeps in the street. And then they'll just give him, anything to drink. Or someone can just hit him to death. That is our fear because it's difficult for us to look after him. He doesn't want to stay in one place. So our fear is anything can happen to him. Anything.
We have relatives. But they can't
look after him.
They can't look after him the way he is.
So if you would like to tell people who are just maybe having a family member who's just starting to show signs that Uncle Timmy had, what would you want to tell them?
Just show much love. Never give up on them. Because even if they are mentally sick, they still have that feeling of recognition to say, this one is my sister, this one is my brother.
Never get tired.
Never get tired. We've looked after this boy from 1994.
22 years this year.
22 years. 22 years. 24 years. We've never given up on him. And we know that one day God will heal him.
If he's on medication, he would not tell that he's sick.
We will never give up on him. As long as God is there in heaven taking care of him, he will be fine. One day he will be fine.
And what about to those people who continue to have stigma and discrimination against people who are mentally ill? What do you want to tell them?
Please assist those people who are in need. Do not forsake them. They need your love.
They need help.
They need your help. Don't forsake them. Don't abandon them.
So what do you think is going to happen to Uncle Timmy when the both of you are gone?
God will look after him the way he's been looking after him for the past 24 years. Because he's been staying on his own. We only send him medication once a month. If he wants to see us, he will come. When he hears there's a funeral, he will come. That's the only time when we see our brother. Otherwise,
they give him food. They give him food.
Those kind enough people, they give him food. Some, they even give him some clothes to wear. But God will take care of him.
Like my aunt mentioned, 1 month after the recording, we had a bereavement in the family, and Uncle Timmy was there. How we heard about the funeral, I'm not sure, but he sat calmly in a corner with a few family members as we exchanged greetings. As I have witnessed my mother and aunt and other family members attempt to take care of my uncle, I know that it has taken its toll. This is because they do want to help him. They know what needs to be done. But my uncle does not realize that he needs the help. He does not want to be institutionalized because of the treatment he receives from other patients, and the conditions are not the best. Listening to my mother and aunt talk, I know that in a situation such as this, receiving the support of the family and society is important. It cannot be left to one person to handle and deal with, but everyone has to get involved to provide emotional, spiritual, and financial support. Besides all that has already been done and is still being done, we still hope for the best for Uncle Timmy. The sound design for this podcast is courtesy of Zafsplat. You can get in touch with me at www.peternawa.com. My Facebook page is Peter W. Nawa, and my Twitter handle is @PeterNawa. I would like to hear your thoughts and opinions on what has been discussed in this episode. Please remember to rate, review, subscribe, and share this podcast. I have been your host, Peter Nawa, and you have been listening to Silence Interrupted.